All right, well, I got a little bit of work done tonight. Not much, but I learned how to use a bending tool and coat hanger. So this is 3/16 stainless line, and I think I figured out the way I'm gonna run my brake line. I'm actually gonna use part of the old fuel line route, since I have to run a feed line and a return line. I think I'm gonna run them differently than originally. So what I have here is this. I drilled a new hole because my bulkhead fittings are a 3/8 little hole. It will not fit in that, and all my connections are AN. So a stainless piece, I'll have to trim it once I get my AN fitting ready to put on, but comes that hole. I'm almost certain these holes here in the floor, hopefully you can see it, this here and another one right here, there's like a little indentation and a hole in the floor. I'm pretty sure that's how the original brake lines ran, except I'm pretty sure they ran all the way up the tunnel and hopped over the tunnel support here and then just kind of ran along and up. I'm not doing it that way. I have it running. I'm gonna use clamps in those holes. And again here where this little, you can see that Sharpie mark where I eyeballed it. I come up here, I'll have another clamp somewhere up here probably, because this, I bought some riv nuts. So I'm hoping I can riv nut into this area and it'll be covered by the seat platform. So anyways, comes up here, see, you can see a better angle like this. So it'll come, run along the floor here, hits that bend, passes underneath in this little groove here. It actually sits in that nicely. Runs underneath this rail here, and it will tie in right there. And for anyone wondering, there's a gap there, so it's not up against it. And then I'm gonna run this right along this subframe connector for the floor support. I'm gonna pass it through the original fuel line hole. Here, pretty sure this was the fuel line. There's another exit up here. And then I'm gonna probably curve it up and use one of these, because these were the old, pretty sure both of these were for the proportioning valve. I don't remember what this, that, and I don't know what this little bitty hole is, but I wouldn't use it. But these two, I don't know what they are. Someone told me before in a video, and I've already forgotten. I need a picture with like it circled and a little dash out written what it is, so I can actually know. These, same thing. I don't remember what the hell they're for. Pretty sure they don't get used. I know these are like the old gear or steering box. Anyways, these have to be drilled out to a 3/8. I'll probably use one of these, unless this is actually not used for anything, in which case I might just use this one because it's further back and it'll be tucked away better. But anyways, I do have a question, and I kind of think I know how I want to do it, but I'm not positive if it's a good idea. I could see the downsides of both. So I know the fuel line was hard lined on this side, and it came out the hard line right here, but then it had a piece of a flex tube, just a rubber hose for the fuel line or whatever, right here that was clamped. I don't know if that was just to prevent having to deal with bends going through this in the full length of the car, or if there was reason for it. I don't know if I should pass this steel line through here all the way and then bend it out up here and run it all the way up and keep it one solid run, or if I should terminate it somewhere on this floor support and then run braided stainless flex through this hole. I know when I ran my electric pump, I joined on to the end of the fuel line here. I just took off that rubber connection and flexed all the way through this. The only thing I'm worried about is the stainless line vibrating on this and causing wear. Since it is a brake line, I really am worried about it starting to rub into something. I don't know if I should put like a rubber hose, slip a piece of rubber hose over it to kind of cushion this, or maybe grommet this first. I might grommet it. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. If I should terminate it here, run stainless flex through this, I'm kind of sketch on a whole bunch of couplers with the brake line. I don't want to have several patch points where the lines join together if all possible. So I like keeping it solid. So if I do that, it'll definitely be a grommet I stick in there probably. Same thing up here. The downside is this is an oblong hole up here. You can't see it because there's no light, and my flashlight is, actually here it is. So, let's see. All right, see, oblong hole. So it's not gonna be a grommet that'll go in that correctly. It'll end up falling out. So I don't know what I'd do there. I mean, I could always try to drill another hole, but I'd rather not. So give me input. I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna roll the car back over and just kind of balance this line on this chair probably. And we'll just leave that floating. Give me some input, tell me what y'all think I should do with this, how I should handle that front part. The fuel line I'm not gonna mess with till I get my pump mounted. Because they only ship 6 foot of straight tubing. And I didn't want to get a coil because I used this fancy tool, which works like a champ for this 3/16 line. But I don't know what size rollers I would need for 1/2-inch line. I tried shopping around and couldn't find any. They have to be damn near an exact fit though for it to work nicely. And luckily, this bad boy, this is an amazing bender for not that expensive. I think it was like 45 bucks off of Amazon. The downside is, you see there it does 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2. This is 3/16 brake line. It's bending this beautifully, or fairly beautifully. I mean, it's got some slight misshaping, but it's not crushing the tube. It's doing decent bends. So if anybody needs a tubing bender, it's an ideal buy. Anyways, won't make this any longer. Tell me what y'all think I should do with this section here, how I should run it up. I have these bulkheads. T-fitting for the axle, for the brake off to each side, and then straights. I have 45s and 90s too. So I'll be using something like along the lines of that to pass it through here and to join it here. And then of course I'll be flexing off of the top of this, and I'll probably mount the bulkhead in this right here. Originally I was thinking the other side because it was thicker, but I mean it's literally here to here. Just a nice little bend to it to give some flex. I'll get some extra length. And I think what I might do on the other side is drill a hole in the top of here and put a grommet in this and run the steel braid, the steel hard line through that side to use it as kind of a clamp before running it to the other brake caliper. Tell me if y'all think that's a bad idea or not, but I think that'd be kind of a unique look, and I don't have to worry about clamping it to hold it in any way. But anyways, all right guys, thanks for watching. Help me out. Later.